could you pass along anybody you're impressed with? And I said, you need to talk to Rick Hart. He's young, but I think he's going to be special. And they did talk to him, and they hired him.
What year was this?
This would have been about 87, somewhere in there.
Did you follow what was happening with him at Texas last week? Did you have a sense that he was going to be on the market based on what was out there?
I didn't last week. I started to follow that, obviously, Friday afternoon. It was really beginning to explode in terms of what might occur there. And I really started to follow them. And Todd was good. Todd Turner was able to give me all the information I needed on that. He was tracking it as he drove several hours to get here. So that was part of those conversations.
Did his Clemson days coincide with you at Florida State?
They did. And I always admired him, back to Brent's question. Rick, and he still is, Rick is a fiery, enthusiastic guy. That's his coaching style. And I go back to some ACC tournaments. You'll remember the infamous exchange with Dean. But I knew Rick had really a fire burning in his belly. And, you know, he's a winner. He's definitely a winner. And he's a great person, too, Mike. He really is. And he's got priorities where they need to be. And, it didn't take us long. Mac Brown called me, several people called me when after we began to talk on Saturday. And several coaches. I'll give you a couple anecdotes to that. You know, Tom Izzo sent him a text an hour and a half before tip-off saying, if this is true, you need to become a ball. John Calipari called him. So, you know, he began to get those kind of calls saying, hey, is this true, Rick? So, I mean, you could sense the amount of respect that people have for him in the basketball circuit.
Dave, you said on Friday that enthusiasm is important, you know, in terms of marketability, selling the program. Did you have to have that question answered? And was that one of the questions you had for him?
We talked about that at
given
length.
where he's at in his career?
Yeah, we talked about that at length. I knew when we picked Rick up, we had, you know, hour and a half flight back or so, 2 hours. And yeah, I no longer had any concern about that. He's the same fiery guy. He's the same level of enthusiasm. And one of the most important elements in this process, we needed stability. We needed badly to have stability, and he will bring us that. He'll bring us a level of maturity, a level of success that will serve us very well.
Credibility?